Good morning, children. Namaste, children. I am Nandini Miss here. I am going to take a lesson in social. Before going to take the lesson, I will give you a thought. Today's thought is education is a gift that none can take away. Children, your parents and your friends have given you so many gifts, but it will not come for your entire life. For example, if your parents given a pen as your birthday gift, after the usage you will be thrown it away or somebody can take it from you, but education is a gift that none can take away. Again I repeat the thought, education is a gift that none can take away. Okay children, today I am going to take a lesson from geography. The lesson name is Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife Resources. In this lesson, we are going to see about the natural resources like land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. Okay children, we go for the lesson. 90% of world population occupies only 30% of land. 70% less populated or no population. This uneven distribution of population is due to land and climate. Because in such lands agriculture and all difficult, survival is difficult. Plains and river valleys often suitable land for agriculture. Plains means flat land. In flat land area and in the river valleys, wherever the river flows, the soil is also fertile. Such areas are suitable for the agriculture. In this picture, you are seeing Salzburg in Austria. Here, the land is used in various ways. Settlements are there. Now, we will see the various use of land, agriculture, that is the farming, forestry, forest resources, mining, minerals are taken from land, building houses, roads and setting industries, settlements. So these are all the various uses of land. Now we are going to see the factors affecting the land. Land is determined by the following factors, that is two types of factors. One is physical factor, another one is human factor. Physical factor including topography, soil, climate, water and minerals. Human factors by human being, it includes population and technology. Types of land. We are going to see the types of land now. There are two types of land. One is private, another one is community land. Private lands are owned by individuals. Example, houses, farmlands. Community lands are otherwise known as common property resources. They are owned by community for common uses. Example, land used for collection of fruits, herbs by a community people. Okay children, now we are going to see the changes taken place in land. So in the ancient days, the earth is full of forest and later on people cut the plants, cut the trees and they started to do farming, agriculture. And they use the land for grazing also, grazing their cattle. And at that time villages were there, villages were developed. And then later on industries and factories are started and many houses came and towns and cities are developed. At that time industries are all developed a lot and from the industries chemicals are all mixed with the land, soil, and they will all destroy the land. So land is get destroyed by deforestation, that is cutting of trees from the forest and overgrazing and usage of chemical fertilizer, pesticide for agriculture. Now we have to conserve the land. Conservation of land is essential now. How to conserve the land? We can see the methods. First one is afforestation. Afforestation is opposite to deforestation. Afforestation means growing trees. Second one is checks overgrazing. So the cattle should not be allowed to grass more than a limit. So we have to check the overgrazing. And third one is regulated use of chemical pesticide and fertilizer. Fertilizers and pesticides are used for agriculture, but we have to use it in a nominal level. We should not use it over. Over usage of chemical fertilizers and pesticides affect the land. Now next we are coming for the soil. Soil is a thin layer of grainy substance covering the surface of earth. Soil is made up of organic matter, weathered rocks. It contains minerals. Soil erosion and depletion of soil are the major threats to soil as a resource. Now, soil profile. We are going to see the soil profile. Topsoil with humus and vegetation, and then subsoil with sand, silt and clay, weathered rock materials and parent rock. These are all coming under the soil profile. So the soil depends on parent rock also. Now we are going to see the factors affecting soil formation. As I say, parent rock, relief, flora, fauna and microorganisms, time and climate. These are all the factors affecting soil formation. Parent rock determines color, texture, chemical properties, mineral content, permeability. So parent rock determines color, texture, chemical properties, mineral content, permeability. Next, relief, altitude and slope determine the accumulation of soil. Flora, fauna and microorganism. Flora means plant, fauna means animal, and then microorganism. This will affect the rate of humus formation. Humus means upper part of soil is covered by dead particles of plants, animals and microorganism. Then time and then climate, temperature and rainfall influence the soil. Now we are coming for reasons for soil erosion. Soil get eroded. That is the upper part of the soil, top layer of soil washed away is known as erosion. So reasons for soil erosion: deforestation, overgrazing, overuse of chemical fertilizers or pesticide, rainwash, flood and landslide. So okay, we have to conserve the soil now, otherwise the land will get highly affected. How to conserve the soil? We are having various methods. One of this is terrace farming. Here the mountain slopes are cut like steps and agriculture is done. This is known as step cultivation or terrace farming. This was done in Himalayas. Next one is contour ploughing. Ploughing parallel to the contour lines. This is one method to conserve the soil. And next, shelter belts. Trees are grown like shelter, like a belt. They are giving shelter for the soil. Like shelter, they are grown, and that is known as shelter belts. Now again we will see these three. Terrace farming. Broad flat steps or terraces are made on the steep slopes so that flat surfaces are available to grow crops. They reduce surface runoff and soil erosion. Contour ploughing. Ploughing parallel to the contours of a hill slope to form a natural barrier for water to flow down the slope. Shelter belts. In coastal and dry region, rows of trees planted, that is like shelter. They are checking the wind movement to protect soil cover. And one more thing is intercropping, that is the different crops grown alternatively at different time to protect the soil from rainwash. So these are the 4 methods for conserving the soil. Now we are going for the water resource. So water is a very, very precious one. It's a renewable resource. And this earth is covered with 3/4 part of earth is covered with water. That is why the earth is known as blue planet, because from the satellite the images looks blue color. The water is in the form of river, lake, groundwater, ponds, sea, ocean, water vapor in atmosphere, etc. But the oceans and the sea have a rich variety of plants and animals. Ocean water is saline, not fit for human consumption. Fresh water is 2.7% only. 70% is in ice sheets and glaciers, that is in Antarctica and Greenland. 1% of fresh water only available for human use. So we are going to see average urban Indians uses about 150 liters of water every day. So this is the consumption of water. So we have to water in a wiser manner, because nowadays water resource also depleting. So we are going to talk about conservation of water resource. So conservation of water resource, forest and other vegetation covers slow the surface runoff and replenish underground water. Water harvesting is another method to save surface runoff. The canals used for irrigating fields should be properly lined to minimize losses by water seepage. Sprinklers effectively irrigate the area by checking water loss through seepage and evaporation. In dry region with high rates of evaporation, drip or trickle irrigation is very useful. Valuable water resources can therefore be conserved by adopting these means of irrigation. So forest, vegetations and all slow the runoff of the water, and water harvesting is one more important method. And the canals and all lined in a proper manner, so that in between if any lining is not proper, then a loss of water will be there. And sprinklers and all used in the area by checking water loss through seepage and evaporation. They have to use it in a effective manner. See, this is a picture of water sprinkler. And of course water pollution must be also taken care. Industries let out their effluents in water, that should not be there. Industries must be properly treat the water and then only let out the water. So now we are coming for the natural vegetation and wildlife. Natural vegetation include forests, grasslands, scrubs and tundra. Wildlife include animals, birds, insects and aquatic life. So here forest means the region fully covered with trees. Grasslands, it is covered by grass. Scrubs and tundra is like thorny bushes and all that. So forest lands are mostly having high rainfall, fully covered with trees. And in wildlife, animals, birds, insects and aquatic lives are. So these are all coming under natural vegetation and wildlife. The vegetation naturally occurring is known as natural vegetation. So forests, grasslands, scrubs and tundras are naturally occurring vegetation. It's not man-made. Now we are going to see biosphere. Biosphere is made up of the parts of earth where life exists. This biosphere is the zone between lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. That means it was formed by the three layers. Lithosphere means earth, hydrosphere means water, atmosphere means air. So altogether biosphere consists of living beings like plants and animals. Living being like plants and animals. So you are seeing a forest and the grassland in the picture. So this is a picture showing forest land and the grassland. And now we are going to see the threat for the natural vegetation. So natural vegetation is destroyed by soil erosion, deforestation, forest fire, tsunami, landslides. So soil erosion, the top layer of soil is washed away by various means, that is known as soil erosion. Deforestation, cutting of trees, destroying the forest is known as deforestation. Forest fire, sometimes fire suddenly catch in forest, sometimes human activities are also responsible for forest fire. Tsunami and landslides. So because of all these things also natural vegetation are destroyed. Now you are seeing the blue kingfisher. So the animal, birds, whichever in the environment, that and all have a link between each other. All the living organisms interrelated and interconnected with each other in this environment. So here animals, now what are the danger for the wildlife we are going to see. Animals are poached for collection of illegal trade of hides, skins, nails, teeth, horn and feathers. As the animals, birds, all the living beings are needed for the environment, we have to protect the animals. So here animals are killed for their skin, nail, teeth, horn and feathers. So illegally they are poached for collection of illegal trade of hides, skin, teeth, horn and feathers. Now for that, the government has taken various actions to conserve the natural vegetation and wildlife. We will see what are they. One is natural parks and wildlife sanctuaries set up. Second one is social forestry. Third one is Vanamahotsava. Vanamahotsava is a festival celebrated, planting the tree festival celebrated in schools and colleges. Then bird watching, awareness about bird watching brought in front of the children. And then nature camps, setting up of nature camps in various places. Laws against trade as well as killing of birds and animals. In India, killing peacocks, tigers, lions and all prohibited. CITES, International Convention to list several species of birds and animals in which trade is prohibited. So these are all the methods to save natural vegetation and wildlife. Now children, I think you understood the lesson. We are going for the assignments. First question, list the methods to conserve water. So what are all the methods you use to conserve the water resource? You have to write. Second one, write the reasons for soil erosion. So you have to give the reasons for the soil erosion. Third one, write the methods to conserve natural vegetation and wildlife. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, children. We all have to save all the natural resources. With this, I will finish today's lesson, children. Thank you.